everybody, it's Jimmy from the DIY and Digital, and today I'm showing you how I do my base level scenery. It's a relatively easy way and relatively inexpensive as well. The materials you'll need for this are Woodland Scenics Coarse Turf Medium Green, white glue, a paintbrush, 70% isopropyl alcohol, and optional clump foliage from Woodland Scenics. Now we're going to start off by spreading white glue all over the area that we're going to scenic. Now in this case it's just this little area in between the tracks. So it is important to get the glue on very thick here because this is going to be the beginning of what holds all of your scenery in place. Alright, so now we are going to start putting in the coarse turf. Now you'll notice that I'm pulling it out in clumps rather than dumping it or using it in a shaker or anything. This is important for the cost effectiveness. So when you use a shaker, you can waste a lot of material. By grabbing it and pulling it and pushing it into the area that needs to go, you'll see me pushing it down a little bit. This spreads it out and lets you get the most out of these little bags. These little bags are about $4, but you can go to places like Hobby Lobby that have regular coupons and get them for up to 40% off. I buy these bags one at a time with the 40% off coupon from Hobby Lobby, so that makes them about a couple dollars. So as you can see here, I've spread everything out and I've used about half the bag at this point. And I consider that a pretty efficient means of using this. So it is important to get all of the main areas. You can still have some of your base paint layer showing through because in later videos we're going to do some scenic detailing like trees and grass and all this kind of stuff. Okay, so now we've brought out the 70% isopropyl alcohol. Now for those of you that have not used this in scenic applications, the reason that this is used is it breaks the surface tension. When you have water-based materials, that's going to have a tendency to bead up, and when we go in with our 50-50 white glue water mix here next, if we didn't use this, it would bead up and it just wouldn't soak in properly and give us a good hard foundation that wouldn't move easily. So the isopropyl alcohol does this. It breaks the surface tension so everything can seep in, and you'll be able to see it seeping in very quickly in the next segment of this. The other thing that you can also use is called wet water. This is the cheaper alternative, but it takes longer to dry. I use the alcohol because it is a quick drying material. So wet water is simply water with a few drops of dish detergent like Dawn or Palmolive or any of those. You can use that, and that I've used that plenty of times in the past. It does take longer to dry, but it is just as effective. Okay, we've soaked our entire area with isopropyl alcohol, and now we're coming in with our 50-50 white glue water mixture. The key is to really soak this all in over the place. And you can see that it soaks in fairly quickly with that isopropyl alcohol. Even when I get into some thicker parts where I didn't mix my glue and water that well, it still spreads out and it doesn't bead up. This is a very important thing because this gives you a nice even coat. It gets the glue everywhere in there so you'll get a good bond. And then once it dries, it's pretty close to rock solid. You can still use a paint scraper to get it up, but it is very, very difficult to get up and you won't just simply mess it up easily. Now here you'll see me putting on a little bit of extra coarse turf. This is just to help blend a little better and to give a little bit of a kind of a bushy shrubbery texture to it. This is an optional step. I like to do this. Some people don't, some people do. It's really, really personal preference, especially when you're doing this. That's the great thing about model railroading. It's a lot of personal preference. I model differently than other people. Alright guys, here's our final result. I am personally very happy with it for the base color. You can see I still left some spots to fill in, which will get filled in with more scenic details, but I had enough in that bag to do these two sections, so I went ahead and did that. Still got a little bit of cleaning off to do around the track. I like my ballast to look a lot neater than that. You can also see where I put the clump foliage in right here, and I just stuck that on top after the glue was sitting there to dry. So I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you haven't already, click that like button, click that subscribe button. It means the world to me. I'm going to do a lot more of these videos, just kind of showing you the progress as I'm working on my railroad, so I hope you can follow along with the journey. Thank you so much for watching.